Our top story tonight, Alex Murdaugh takes the stand in his own defense. The Disbarred lawyer explaining to the jury for the first time the inconsistencies in his story and why he did not kill his wife and son. WSAV News 3's Andrew Davis was in the courtroom all day. Andrew is joining us now live from Colleton County. Andrew.
I did not kill my wife. I did not kill my son. Those were some of the first words, as Alex Murdaugh said on the stand this morning, as he stepped up to defend himself against murder charges. He then went on to deny some of the biggest claims by prosecutors that could connect him to the killings.
Were you disposing of murder weapons, Alex?
No.
Were you disposing of bloody clothes?
No.
Blue rain jacket. Have you ever seen that before?
Never seen it before, never touched it, and don't know anything about it.
Now, Alec admitted he had a long-term opioid issue, that he lied about being at the kennels just 5 minutes before the murders, and that he did try to have himself killed in September of 2021, that he stole from his clients his own law firm, but he also said he wasn't worried about the upcoming hearing in the boat crash and set up a plan to check himself into rehab before the roadside shooting in September of 2021. And most of all, in multiple tearful statements, that he did not pull the trigger on June 7th, 2021. I'm here with our legal expert, Joe McCullough. His attorneys didn't necessarily want him to take the stand. Now that we've heard the first part of this statement, was that a wise move for him to be here, or what do you think?
Well, we won't know until the end of what may be 2 more days, but he was believable. I think at times even sympathetic. I mean, there was jury sympathy. There was certainly a lot of attention being paid to him. And he did, as you said, the defense hit the most important issues right up front. Did you kill your wife? Did you kill your son? Did you lie about being at the kennel? And all of those answers hit that jury right where they needed to be hit, with his truth today. That being measured against the many untruths that he's said over these years in stealing money.
And that's what's interesting about it. I mean, him admitting out loud that he lied in all these financial cases, that he's basically admitting to all these financial crimes, but he didn't murder people. The idea, I guess, simply, I trust me now, but I understand what happened before.
Well, I don't think there's any question the jury is convinced that he is guilty of being a thief beyond a reasonable doubt. They have got to be asking themselves, as I was at 5:30 today, why we spent all afternoon proving that he was a thief over and over and over. It has little to do with murder.
Yeah, Creighton Waters did a lot of that so far today. In all his testimony, it's about the financial crimes, and he lied and he did these things, and then pulling out the badge from when he was a volunteer solicitor in this case. So, you know, how do you get it back to the murders, or is this jury really supposed to say he lied so we know he killed someone?
Well, the danger for the prosecution, again, is the record. There are objections to this financial information. The evidence is accumulating and the prejudice is potentially accumulating. But ultimately, I think it gives the defense an argument to the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard 5.5 weeks or 6 weeks, wherever we end up. 4 of it is about what a thief he is. You heard about 15 minutes about why we believe he's guilty of murder.
The emotion on the stand was significant by Alec today as well. While no jury members necessarily cried, that certainly plays into their playing their heartstrings in this case, I would assume.
Well, I'm told that at least one juror was tearing up, that another member of the jury handed him a box of Kleenex.
Yes.
So, I mean, clearly he was making an emotional connection. And boy, when you're on trial for double murder of this type, that's a big deal.
Did this move the needle, at least from the defense side today, Alec being on stand?
I don't think the cross-examination moved the needle a whit towards murder. I mean, we're all convinced he's guilty of being a thief.
Do you think, though, what he did when defense questioned him could turn the tide and say that this is a not guilty?
I think not guilty is an awful hard reach. There is substantial circumstantial evidence, arguably. He's answered now why he lied, why his voice is heard at the kennel. There's still a timeline problem, a crunch time problem there. I think we got to see this cross-examination finished out, but I don't think it moves the needle on the members of the jury that may be undecided.
Yeah. Well, we only have 3 or 4 more hours of Creighton tomorrow, apparently. So.
Oh no, he promised more than that.
Thank you so much, Joe McCullough, for your insight on this one. We do have multiple hours left of Alex Murdaugh on the stand tomorrow morning, starting early, and then 2 experts at least from the defense before we start all over again, potentially with the prosecution for a couple more witnesses. In Walterboro, Andrew Davis, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Andrew, thank you. And WSAV is on your side with complete coverage of the Murdaugh case online. From daily courtroom coverage and real-time blogging, from our digital team to prior stories and background information. You will find it all at WSAV.com/Murdaugh.